Hello everyone, today I am here to talk about and review the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society book and movie. So if you didn't know, this book was just made into a Netflix film that got released this week, here at least in the US, so I watched it this weekend and I thought I would tell you guys what I thought about the book, because I did also just read this book as well a few weeks ago, and tell you what I thought about the movie and how it compares to a book to movie adaptation. Did I enjoy the book? Did I like the movie? Which one did I like more? And all of those many things. So let's get into it. I should also say that there will be spoilers in this, so maybe if you haven't read the book or watched the movie, maybe just tread into this lightly. I just want to throw that out there that there will be spoilers sporadically through this video, so just so you know. This book takes place in 1946 after World War II, and we follow our main character, Juliet Ashton, and she is a writer, and she just released her book called Izzy Bickerstaff, one of those, goes to war, and she basically is going on book tour for that, and she gets a letter from a man named Doddsy who lives on the island of Guernsey, and he has found one of her books that she has previously owned and just start talking through letters. So that's the whole plot of this book. This book is told in all letters, so there is no real dialogue. It's just told from letters between her, between Juliet and Doddsy, between Juliet and her publisher Sydney, from Juliet to Sophie, from Juliet to a romantic interest named Markham. So this book is told in all letters, and overall, I did like the book. I didn't love it. I know a lot of people really enjoyed this book, so I was expecting to love it as well, but I ended up liking it, not loving it. I think overall I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, and I still stand by that. I think what I didn't love about it is the fact that it is told in all letters. I think that is a, very unique plot of a book, how it's just told in all, letters and things like that, but I felt like it was kind of lacking with that. I needed more dialogue and I wanted more depth. I feel like we got to know Juliet a little bit in this book. We didn't really get to see the full dimension of her as I wanted to, whereas I feel like if we had dialogue and actual, plot and things like that, not in just letters, I feel like we would have gotten to know her even more. So I think that's why ultimately I didn't love the book. Overall, it's a very quick read. I will say that it's only like 280 pages, so you could literally fly through this in a day. And it does have a lot of heart, and the characters are, you fall in love with the island of Guernsey after reading this book. I want to visit Guernsey. I just want to go there, and that's the big takeaway from this book, is falling in love with the island of Guernsey and the people that live on Guernsey. So after finally finishing the book, I was very excited to watch the movie because the trailer looked really promising. It looked historical and just beautiful, and Guernsey looked just stunning. So I finally watched the movie last Saturday, I think, when it got released, and I loved it. This is gonna be one of the very rare times you will hear me say that I think I liked the movie better than the book. That usually does not happen to me too often. I feel like with book to movie adaptations, I'm always in the camp of liking the book better rather than the movie, but in this case, I just think the movie was really good. It had all the things that I wanted it to be, not in the book. We got the letter correspondence like in the book, in the movie, but we also got to see Juliet as a person outside of the letters. We got to see her fleshed out more in depth and things like that. So I really enjoyed it a ton. Lily James plays the lead, and I thought she did amazing. I think she was just, I know she has a lot of historical background with Downton Abbey and things like that, and I thought it was just a really adorable, kind of sad movie, which the book is kind of as well, because it deals with a big heavy topic, because the war just ended and everyone changes after a war because it really affects your life and things like that. Movie, like I said, I love the casting. I thought the casting was great. I think the only big name in there that I recognized was Lily James. The rest I didn't know about. No. The girl that played Isilo, she was actually Jen from the IT Crowd, which is one of my favorite shows of all time, and I was really excited when I saw her because I didn't expect to see her, and I was like, Jen! So I love that. And I did know the guy that played Markham because he was in another Netflix movie called Set It Up, I believe. But overall, the casting I thought was great, spot on everybody. But yeah, I just enjoyed the movie overall because, like I said, we got to know more of each character individually. I also really loved that we had more Doddsy and Juliet, because in the book it happens very sudden. Like, I'm talking about 0 to 100 within a couple of pages, and I wasn't mad about it in the book, but I just felt like it was just out of nowhere. With the movie, we got a lot more build up, we had a lot more kind of tension scenes, we had a lot more getting to know one another scenes. So I enjoyed that they had a more emphasis on Daunsey and Juliet together, where in the book we didn't. There are a few differences as far as the movie to the book. The biggest difference to me that I could spot was Markham Renham. So Markham in the books is very keen on Juliet and sends her letters all the time and wants to date her and take her out. There's much more of a relationship with them in the movie rather than the book. The book, it was kind of just he was very into her and she was kind of not feeling him. And the movie, you get a sense that she's very into him at first, but then she goes to Guernsey and kind of her heart changes and she feels like she's meant to be there. So that was a big difference. I didn't hate the difference. I thought it added more tension to the scene, which I don't ever mind more tension, I guess. But like I said, I added more tension to the movie and it made it much more intriguing, especially with throwing Daunsey in there. Another difference from the movie to the book is that the movie didn't talk a lot about the letters. Like, I feel like there was one letter to Daunsey and then they wrote back like maybe 2 or 3 times and she's just like, I'm coming there. And in the book, there's a lot more letter correspondence going on before she even goes to the island of Guernsey. She talks to not only Daunsey, she talks to like everybody that's in the Potato Peel Society. So I did kind of miss that a little bit. I wanted more correspondence in the movie. I feel like we just had a few more letters. I would have liked it more, but I mean, they did, you know, keep true to the book for the most part, I will say. Everything was pretty spot on. I don't think there was any really big noticeable difference, other than the fact I think that, you know, Kit calls Daunsey dad and they kind of portray him as her father because they don't want her to be taken away. I don't believe that was in the book at all, but again, I understood, you know, it added for mystery of like, is this Daunsey's child? Was he with Elizabeth? So it did add a little mystery element, which I enjoyed a lot. I enjoyed, you know, Juliet searching for where Elizabeth was and things like that. So overall, I really enjoyed the movie. I would highly recommend it. Do you need to read the book to see the movie? I mean, I don't know. I always recommend reading a book, even if I say I like the movie better, because it just gives you a well-rounded opinion of everything. It gives you a well-rounded opinion of the book and the movie and how they compared to the two. So I gave the book a 3.5 out of 5. If I can give the movie a rating, I would probably give it like a 4.25 out of 5. My only complaints were it was a little bit lengthy. It goes around 2 hours long approximately, and I don't think that's long, but I wish they would have shaved like 15 minutes off, because there were a few times during the movie I was getting mildly bored. Not like I need to turn this off, I'm so bored, just kind of like in a lull. So I feel like if they would just like cut it down to a little bit more, I would have really loved it even more. But overall, the acting was great. I felt compelled by all the characters. I love the romance. I love the historical element. You got to see all these characters and how the war has really shaped them and it affected them. And I really loved seeing that. I really loved seeing the friendship between Juliet and Sydney. I wanted that to be portrayed a little bit more in the movie, because in the book, they're such good friends. They're the best of friends. And in the movie, we got to see that a little bit, but I wanted kind of more of it. So, I don't know. This is kind of all over the place for review. Bottom line is I like the movie better than I like the book. And that's not to say the book was horrible. I did enjoy the book, but I just think that the movie brought more depth and more, you know, dimension to the book than I think the book offered. Does that make any sense, I hope? I'd say if you're a big fan of like historical romance and World War II, I would definitely check out the movie. I think it's one of the best Netflix movies I've seen, and I've watched a fair few, and some I have not liked, and some I've really enjoyed, and this follows in the really enjoy category. So Netflix is really stepping up their game when it comes to content with originals, so I'm really excited that they're doing a lot of book to movie adaptations. We have this one, and then we have To All the Boys I've Loved Before coming out later this week, which I'm so excited about, which I will also be reviewing for you guys because I just love doing that. But I would love to hear your thoughts. If you've read the book, because I know a lot of you guys have, and a lot of you guys love the books, you probably hate me now because I don't love the book. I enjoyed it, I just didn't love it, so we can still be friends, I hope. I would love to hear your thoughts, especially if you love the book. Did you like the movie as much as you loved the book, or did you not? I would love to hear if I'm one of the only ones that think the movie was a little bit better than the book. So I would just love to hear your opinions. Did you like the movie better? Did you like the book better? Were they on par with each other? I would love to hear what you think about it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.